Kelly, am I in the right spot?
You're in the right spot, Karen.
Oh, wait, hold on. Am I in the right spot?
Yes. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes.
Yes, you're in the
No,
right
I've been
spot.
I had to work at home today, so I'm all over the place. I'm like, where am I supposed to be? I might have to jump off real quick to get my grandson, possibly. So, but I'm trying to stick around for voting.
I'm going to mute real quick because my dog is barking.
Okay. Um, Update my name. How do I do my name? I forget. Hi, Donika.
Hello, hello.
Mommy's getting ready to go to work. So when you're done eating, you're going to have to come upstairs because I'm working up here tonight. Oh, I can't wait for them kids to go to school. So I only have one. I talked to a lady that has five at home. Five. I said, okay, good for you, honey.
Bless her heart. Bless her refrigerator, because I don't.
Seriously, like, ooh. But yeah, she's like, okay, they go back tomorrow. Right, Dr. Wilson? They're going back tomorrow.
That
Yes.
is my understanding, Miss Lyons. You know I'm just a messenger. But I
Ooh.
Eggs are $5. They are going back to school. They better eat eggs while they're there.
And you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see myself. That's why.
Hello, it's Danny. Can you hear me, everyone? Okay.
Yes, Danny. Yeah.
Okay. They just upgraded me because I was talking to no one earlier.
We can't have that, Danny.
I know.
And kid for sale. No money kidding. Hello, everyone. Say hi. Say, I lost my two front teeth.
I lost two of my two front teeth. I
Eh,
can't hear you.
Oh, why can't we hear? But
I was
anyhow,
gonna I was gonna ask what happened to your teeth.
yeah, he ate something that got rid of them. So he had his first day back with his teacher, Dr. White Price. She's
Nice.
she's back.
I love
Um,
Miss White Price.
yes, Miss Price, White Price. I say her name in reverse all the time. So, and he gets so mad. He's like, "It's White Price." I'm like, okay. Are you done with dinner?
Dan, where are you?
You
Where
did.
everyone wishes they were.
Yes.
To answer your question, Miss Lyons, I am not done with dinner, but dinner is a salmon with a lemon butter glaze and Hawaiian rolls and mixed veggies. So
Very
I'm
nice.
excited for this meeting to be done so that I can go get to that. It's gonna be great.
Very nice. I appreciate that because I love salmon. I just did a salmon stuffed with spinach and uh what else? Cream cheese and onions and spices, and it was absolutely delicious. So I do love salmon. But I'm not having it tonight. I had breakfast. That's all I've had today because I've been working all day. So I need to
I
eat dinner.
understand that.
I think we're missing Mr. Belmont.
Mr. Kim or Mr. Roth, when you're looking for Mr. Belmont, his attendee name, I believe, is Tracy B because he's on his wife's. But I don't see him on as
Yeah, I don't see him
his
under the
wife.
attendees. Yeah, he was there. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, I don't see them either.
I'll mute and try to give him a call.
Yeah, because I think we have everybody else, Eddie.
Okay, I have to.
He's not so bad.
No response on the call, friends.
There he is. President Lawson, I think you got everybody.
Carrie. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm logging in. Thank you. Want to compare dogs, Jill?
There's a friend. Did you see the friend? Did you see him? Huh? Did you see your friend? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's get down now so mommy can work. Do you want to get down so mommy can work? Hmm? Thank you. Kelly, how are things working on your end? Kelly Carnes.
I'm on with Terry right now, trying to get her on board docs.
Okay.
Okay, so she's on. Is everybody else on board docs?
Yes.
I put it on my other computer so I can just read it over there. Yeah. Were you able to split your screens, Kel?
On, see how fancy I am. Hold on, Kelly. Check this out. I think I'm doing. Oh, think I'm doing it right. All right.
Also,
Okay.
when we get to the pledge, Miss Lawson, I have an image of a flag I can pull up for us to do the pledge if we want.
Okay. I split the screen by myself. Donika didn't even have to help me. All right, got it. God is good. Okay, yes. Got it. Okay. Think we're good. Thank you, Kelly. All right. Look. All right. So good evening, everyone. I call to order the January 22nd, 2025 legislative meeting. Let's say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to
To
the
the
to the
flag
flag
of the United
States
States of America
and
and to the republic
for
for
which
which it stands,
One
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to have a moment of silence. We're going to give a moment of silence to Mrs. Peggy Hawes. She was a longtime Rankin resident and a well-respected, active community member. Also, the loving great-grandmother of our student, Jaden Prince. Jaden lost his great-grandmother and all of his other personal possessions this weekend that just passed to a horrific and a most traumatic house fire that destroyed his family's home in Rankin. So at this time, let's respectably give the family a moment of silence. Thank you. Also, Dr. White has posted, she sent an email with donation information and where you can make drop-offs and who you can contact. Kelly, let's move forward with a roll call. Please, Kelly.
Absolutely. Tamara Allen Thomas,
Present.
Laura Arthrow,
Here.
Mike Belmont. Did we ever find Mike? Donika Griffin,
Here.
Karen Lyons, Karen Lyons,
She's trying to get off mute. And Mr. Belmont's back.
Let this
I'm
one-
gonna see if I can unmute her. Can you unmute her, Greg?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Mike Belmont,
Here.
Sarah Rozuski,
Here.
Darnika Reed,
Here.
Melanie Timbers,
Present.
Terry Lawson.
Here. Before we get started, in executive session tonight, we discussed the teacher's contract, which would probably fall under personnel, and that's about it. We don't have any announcements, but I have a special announcement that I want to make for everybody. I want to let everyone in the Woodland Hills community know that our great fellow constituent, Mike Belmont, has served the board for 11 selfless years. So I want everybody in the Woodland Hills community to give Mike a round of applause for his selfless service.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Job well done. Tonight we have one presentation, and that's Dr. Wilson. He's going to give us an update on virtual instruction days.
I sure am. Thank you, Ms. Lawson. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time. This was a last minute addition to the agenda, everyone, but with the weather being what it is and the snow days and flexible instruction days that are being called, I thought it might be good to update the board and the public on flexible instruction days, snow days, hours, and days that are required by the state. For anybody that doesn't know, my name is Dr. Eddie Wilson. I'm in charge of curriculum and instruction. I am not the person that calls snow days or 2-hour delays or anything like that, but I am the messenger that then puts out the message because I understand the law and the idiosyncrasies for what is required. So with that knowledge and with that information, I wanted to share with you all of the details that come from the state and give you an update as to where we are and what decisions the board will need to make if we have any other inclement weather. I am hoping that everyone can see the flexible instruction days update that is currently on the screen. Ms. Lawson, can you give me a thumbs up if you see that? Fantastic. Thank you. To give a background for anybody that's not familiar, flexible instruction days are days that the state said that districts could apply for beginning in the year after COVID, following COVID. And districts can apply for up to 5 flexible instruction days per school year. These are days in which students don't come into the school building, but they are instructed in some way, shape, form, or fashion. There are very specific plans which must be approved by the state in order to get flexible instruction days. And they look at each plan separately. So you may hear about other districts that have asynchronous plans that were approved. You may hear about other districts that have shortened days that were approved. Our plan was only approved if it had synchronous instruction and teachers taking attendance based on who was online with synchronous instruction. So students have to follow their normal schedule throughout the day, and they have to receive instruction the way that they normally would, but virtually. So that is the plan that has been approved by the state, and we have 5 of those flexible instruction days that we're allowed to use. Anytime any one school uses an FID, then that FID, that flexible instruction day, is taken away from our 5 as a district. So Edgewood had a gas leak October 31st, and November 1st, they had to be virtual. Officially, until literally today, that counted as a flexible instruction day against the district. There is a separate waiver process that must be followed by the superintendent to apply to get that FID back if school is closed for a non-weather related emergency. Luckily, through a lot of finagling and back and forth with the state, they allowed me to submit that waiver process. And I took the liberty of doing that, assuming that a superintendent that was here would do that. So I did that, and today we found out that they allowed us to take that waiver for Edgewood and have that extra FID back, which we then used today. Today was our fifth and final FID. But we are happy that they gave us that day back. That doesn't mean we get to count it as an instructional day. It just means that we don't have to count it as one of our 5 FIDs. Now, more fun that adds to the calculations and decisions that the board is going to have to make is that in December of 2023, the state passed Act 56 into law, which amends the school code to allow districts to either instruct all students for 180 school days, and those days can be any length of time as long as there are 180 of them, or for 900 total hours for elementary students and 990 hours for middle and high school students. And they break that down into primary and secondary. Primary is K-6, secondary is 7-12. Because all of our educators are part of one union and all of our students are part of one district, we have every state or every school meets the 990 hours required. But this is a drastic change from literally 75 years of school code, which required both 180 school days and 990 hours of instruction. And so we are in the first full year of implementation of Act 56, and many districts across the state are still trying to figure out what that means for them, including us. So to recap a little bit specific to Woodland Hills, at the beginning of the school year, August 20th, 2024, our calendar, which ends June 4th of 2025, includes 178 instructional days when students are in the building in front of a teacher, plus 2 Act 80 days that are parent-teacher conference days. So these are still days that students come in to meet with teachers with their parents, and we're allowed to count Act 80 days as days that students are in the building as part of that 180-day requirement. We are not allowed to count those hours, though, as instructional hours. So again, just keeping in mind hours versus days, this is an important distinction for us to make. At the beginning of this school year, we had 1,009 hours of instruction for all buildings. And actually, that's the least amount of instruction that we have built into all of our buildings. 4 of our 5 buildings have slightly more than 1,009 hours. But the building with the least, Dixon, has a slightly shorter period than our other schools, and so they have 1,009 hours of instruction. We have also one in-service day, that's graduation day, that is marked as a potential snow day if we needed to make up a day or some amount of hours. So that is what our calendar states currently. And as of today, as I mentioned, we are happy to announce that the state granted the waiver for Edgewood's virtual day, but that does not mean that we get to count it as part of the 180 days. It does mean, though, that we did not lose an FID. So what that then takes us to is the fact that we have used now 5 FIDs in the district. We took an FID September 9th due to swatting. We took an FID on November 5th for the election. We took an FID on the first day back from break due to inclement weather. We took an FID last week on the 16th due to inclement weather. And we took an FID today due to inclement weather. We have also taken one snow day. That was yesterday, January 21st, because we had negative wind chills and we wanted to make sure that our babies were home and safe. What that means is if there are no changes, if every other day for the rest of the school year gets to go exactly as we want it to, and we all know that that is unlikely, but if everything does, then Edgewood is currently at 178 days of instruction that they get to count. So they don't meet the 180-day requirement, but they do meet the 900-hour requirement. All other schools are at 179 days of instruction, which means that they also can't use the 180 days when we report to PIMS, but they can use the hours requirement. As of today, because we're using hours and not days, because we're at 179, Dixon would be at 999 hours and 18 minutes. So we're still 9 hours and change over the required amount of hours by the state. For every day that we take off, Dixon's instructional time is reduced by 5 hours and 42 minutes of instructional time. So you can all do the math. However, you can see that we cannot take 2 full days of instructional time from Dixon and still meet the hours requirement. What we could take is 1 full day and then up to 3 hours and change in minutes in order to meet the 990 hours required for that school. All of that being said, the decisions that the board will have to make moving forward, if we do have inclement weather or any reason why we will need to close schools. And I say the board really, hopefully after tonight, we'll have an interim superintendent. So it'll be decisions for the board and the interim superintendent to make until Dr. Malushnik comes in, and then it'll be the board and Dr. Malushnik. But the decisions that they will need to make moving forward are that we could just assume that we'll take less than 9 hours and 18 minutes away for inclement weather moving forward, and we just keep everything status quo. And as long as we don't take more than 9 hours away, then we are good as we are. We could also try to get 2 more days of instruction in on the calendar for any amount of time. So for example, if we have scholars come in from 9 to 11 on 2 of the in-service days, we just change in-service days to now instructional days, but scholars only come in for part of the time, then we can count those as days. And then hours don't even matter anymore. It does not matter how many hours we have or have not had. We have the full 180 days because we've had scholars come in. Or the flip side of that coin is we could try to get more hours if we think that we're going to take more than 1 more day of snow day by eliminating the early dismissals that we currently have built in. Those are April 16th and June 4th. So we'd keep the same instructional days, but we'd get back approximately 6 hours through doing that, which would allow us an extra snow day if we wanted to take that off. Or I'm sure there are several other options out there that you all are very smart people and you can think outside of the box and think of other things. But these are the ones that are clear in terms of steps moving forward. Currently, as is quite obvious and evident, there's nothing that we have to do because we're not at a point where we are in dire need of making a decision. But if we have many more days like today where we do end up having to take away instructional hours, then we will have additional decisions to make. So I appreciate the time. I am grateful for the ability to clear that up for people. I know that board members have asked me questions, parents have asked me questions, teachers have asked me questions, and Facebook is alight with questions regarding our FIDs and what we have and what we don't have. So I am happy to ask Mr. Kim and Mr. Roth to post this presentation and make a note that it is just as of January 22nd, because clearly if we take any more delays, then that math changes. But I just wanted to give an update because we have so many people asking questions around how many days we have and what we'll need to do if we go any more days or hours into the year. I'm happy to answer any questions that any members of the board might have at this point. Ms. Arthrell is waving at me.
Hi, is there any chance that the state might have mercy on every school district in the state for days like this as they have done in the past and declare all of us a freebie?
There is that possibility, and quite honestly, with the winter that we're having, I'm holding out hope that they do that. I was hoping that we would find out today or yesterday that they're giving every district another 5 FIDs or something along those lines. I will say that when they have done that in the past, that was prior to flexible instruction days. So the state is less likely to just be all forgiving and say, we'll take 5 days off of the calendar because they've built in FIDs, and they trust districts to use their FIDs and their calendar to judiciously build in time to a typical winter. And your guess is as good as mine as to what PDE decides a typical winter is versus too much winter. I'm from Mississippi. It's too much winter for me by October. So I I don't know what the state will do. My hope is that they realize that almost every district is at the end of their 5 FIDs, and that they build in some kind of additional waiver. But you also know the glacial pace that the state tends to move in making some of those decisions. So I would not expect that decision for several weeks to come if they do make that decision.
Thank
Dr. Allen Thomas?
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. And I would just ask if we could probably talk after this or by tomorrow morning. There are some changes, and I'd rather not do that right now publicly, only because I want to share some updates that, Dr. Wilson, you may not have received, and I would not be doing my due diligence if I didn't share, if you didn't have some information that might be very helpful for all of us, that might change the direction in a good way, Miss Arthurell. So once I share it with Dr. Wilson, then he can share it out and we can go from there. But just want to give you some updates, sir. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. We need all the days we can get with this weather.
Yes.
So thank you. I appreciate that. Anybody else have a question in regards to FID days? Well, thank you, Dr. Wilson, for your presentation. And we're going to move right along to registered speakers.
We do not have any registered speakers this evening. We do have some people signed up for public comment, though.
All right, let's move on to public comment.
Okay, the first person I have is Kalmar Mosley. I don't know how Greg or John finds them.
Do you see them? I do not see them in there.
I just know they signed up through the email system. No. Okay, we can move on. Do you see John Jeffers?
Yes.
Okay, he's the second one.
Hello.
And you're doing the timer?
Yes, please.
Yeah, tonight I wanted to speak on, conduct of educators and district employees. I did actually for once follow the chain of command, went from district principal or the building principal to then went to the HR because we do not currently have a superintendent. But the matters I wanted to speak on, district employees, are bound by a code of conduct, not only through the state and Commonwealth law, but through district policy. And it is my strong opinion that individuals employed by the district should not be on district parent pages accosting and harassing parents when they say their piece on public forums that are there to provide district parents a discourse, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. It's a place for public discussion amongst stakeholders and taxpayers and parents. And individuals employed by the district should not be on there harassing parents. An educator that is employed by the district at Dixon Preparatory decided to go on and accost and harass myself and another parent, and then proceed to taunt us and say, "Go ahead, show my boss, show admin," and felt so emboldened to have us screenshot and show admin with the arrogance that nothing was going to happen to them, that they're invincible. At the end of the day, you know, when teachers become educators, they're not anointed. They're not they're not ever so appointed to as a deity or anything. They're a 9 to 5 employee, bound by the Pennsylvania law when in regards to employees. It's a regular job. They're regular people, just like cops, doctors, anybody. And they need to be held accountable. They need to be bound by the code of conduct, and the district really needs to come up with a solid policy that states what, when, and how they can engage parents, because no parent should have to go through and see what this individual decided to do in the smart comments they decided to make while representing the district as an employee and stating their prowess as a 25-year employee. And it, quite honestly, it's embarrassing. And no parent should have to deal with that today or any day in Woodland Hills School District. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffers.
Okay. We didn't locate that first person, Kalmar Mosley, then that is all of the public comment that I have signed up.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. We're going to move on to board matters. We seek a motion to vote all of the January 22nd, 2025 agenda items by consent, along with the December legislative meeting minutes and the December reorg meeting minutes.
So moved.
I want to pull a few things.
Okay.
Second.
I want to pull 3.2, 3.3, 11.2.
Darnika, hang on. I need a second before I can have you pull anything. I have a
Second,
motion by
Arthur.
Belmont. Was
Second,
that you,
Arthur.
Laura? Okay, I apologize. Okay, Darnika, go on with what you're pulling, please.
3.2, 3.3, 11.2, 16.1, 16.4, 16.5, 16.6, 16.7, and 16.8.
Okay, I'm gonna need about 5 minutes to pull those. Are you sure you just wouldn't rather vote no to the whole vote? You want me to pull them
No,
all?
I'd rather them be pulled.
Okay,
Okay,
give me a minute here.
Let me double check those with you, Darnika. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
3.2, 3.3, 11.2, 16.1, 16.4, 16.5, 16.6, 16.7, and 16.8.
Yes.
Okay. While Kelly's doing her thing, please excuse me.
Okay, just want to verify one more time now that I have them typed in. We're going to motion to vote all the consent agenda items except 3.2, 3.3, 11.2, 16.1, 16.4, 16.5, 16.6, 16.7, and 16.8. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we can move forward whenever you guys are ready. I can open up voting whenever Terry's ready.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to open up voting to vote all consent items except for the ones listed. Okay, online voting should be open and this should pop up on your screen, hopefully. Are you guys struggling to see it, some of you?
I was just
I
double.
am. I'll
Okay,
vote yes.
Mike, yes, okay. Tamara, are you struggling as well?
Yes, so yes for me.
Yes for you. Okay, Karen Lyons, are you having problems online voting?
I am, but I vote yes.
Okay, and then Darnika Reed, are you having issues as well?
Yes. And I
Are
vote
you,
yes.
your vote is yes as well?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to close voting. Motion passes 9-0.
All right, so we're gonna go to 3.2, the December legislative meeting minutes. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
um, moved by Sarah, second by Miss Karen. Any questions?
They're not there on mine.
I'm scared to press anything on this thing. I got so much going. I will not. I'm scared to press it.
You know what? They're probably not there. I had to re-roll this meeting over because the attachments didn't roll over with it. And they needed reconnected probably. Because every time you roll it, it disconnects it. I can attempt to do it. What are we doing? December legislative. If you refresh your screen, they should be there now. Can you see them, Sarah?
Give me 1 second. I just refreshed it and now I think now my
It
computer
puts you back to the
yeah.
beginning and you have to go
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, I have to sign back in too, I think. Okay, now I see them. So just I I usually don't have anything to say about these minutes, but I just figured, since I just made had you put them on there that I just look through them real quick. I don't recall at the December meeting under old business speaking publicly about the superintendent search doing a second round of interviews. Is that am I wrong there?
I would have typed that the night of the meeting, most likely on there, but I
Yeah.
can watch the video to verify it if you need me to.
Sure. accept it.
I would be able to do that this week and
Okay.
update any discrepancies. And I
Cool.
can share, if it's in the video, like I can share it with you too.
Awesome. I would really appreciate that. Do you see me as being logged in right now?
Let me look and see. Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, good. Because it keeps telling me log in to join the meeting. I'm like, I am.
Wait a minute. I am getting some strange. What just happened? I should not have done that. That's the demo.
Would you like me to open voting for 3.2, Terry?
Yes, please, because I don't know what I've done. I'm not, it's giving me board doc support now.
I'm not sure what happened
Can I log
there.
out and log back on?
There's no like home you can go to board docs. I'm going to open up online voting on 3.2 and then I'll run down the roll call.
Let's see. Oh.
Tamara Allen Thomas. Oh, never mind, you got it. Mike Belmont.
Yes.
Karen Lyons.
Yes.
Melanie Timbers. Oh, never mind. Terry Lawson.
Yes.
Okay, I'm closing online voting. Motion passes 7-2.
I'm going to have to do this board doc thing again. Okay. Why is it doing this? This is the same thing I was getting before. This is not what I need. This is contact support user conference. Terry Lawson, this is what I wanted. Next and see what it gives you. I can no longer see board docs.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
I think I'm
Alright.
sharing the right screen. Let me make sure.
We can also vote on the rest of these by consent. Like, I'm fine with that since my vote's going to be the same for all of those.
Okay. Terry, can you see the agenda on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So we're going to be moving on to 3.3.
3.3.
Hopefully I didn't just make it go away.
No, it's just super small. It's okay. Looking for a motion in a second.
I move that we follow Ms. Reed's direction to vote all the rest of these by consent.
Oh,
Second.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to
hear
type
that.
it now. So we're going to
Yeah.
vote 3.3.
11.2, 16.1, 16.4,
16.1.
16.4,
All by
16,
consent.
16.5, 16.6, 16.7, and 16.8 by consent.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Let's do that.
Okay, so I have it typed up now. Motion to vote 3.3, 11.2, 16.1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 by consent. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Can I have a motion and a second to vote Items 3.3, 11.2, 16.1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 by consent.
So
Motion.
moved.
So
Okay,
Second.
so I have Miss Lyons and Mr. Belmont.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, online voting's open. Terry, were you able to get logged back in?
no, but I can
Okay.
see this. What I
Terry Lawson.
yes, ma'am.
That's your vote? Yes? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mike Belmont,
Yes.
Karen Lyons.
Yes.
Sarah, are you logging in or do you want me to call you?
Yeah, I'm good.
You got it.
I'm good.
Okay.
I was just thinking.
Okay, I'm closing online voting. Motion passes 7-2.
All right. We don't have any old business. New business. We seek to appoint Donika Griffin to the AIU board.
So moved.
So moved by Mike,
Second.
second by Sarah. I'm just going to say yes.
Online voting is open. I have a yes for Miss Lawson. Mr. Belmont,
Yes.
Karen Lyons.
Yes.
Closing online voting. Motion passes 9-0.
19.2, we seek approval for Dr. Helen K. McCracken as the interim superintendent starting January 23rd, 2025.
So moved.
So moved by Laura,
Second.
second by Ms. Lyons.
Online voting is open.
Yes.
Terry Lawson,
Yes.
Terry
Mike
Lyons.
Belmont,
I'll be
Yes.
Terry.
Karen Lyons.
Yes.
I don't see it.
Oh, I lied.
I
Hang
know.
on, it's not taking it. Why? Oh. Motion to approve. The motion wasn't put on right here, so be save. Now it'll open up. Okay, closing online voting. Motion passes 9-0.
All right. 20.1, we seek permission to adjourn the January 22nd, 2025 legislative meeting.
So moved. Before we do, Ms. Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
before we do, I would like to give kudos to Kelly for handling this bizarre situation. I think she went above and beyond.
She did. She always
Thank you,
does.
Kelly.
Kelly's
Grace
great.
under pressure.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I need the second. I'm going to assume that was Donika that did the motion.
Monica
Since
did
I
the
was
first.
talking, I'll second.
Who was
That's
second?
Laura
You, Laura?
second.
Laura.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Stay warm. Have a
Thank you.
great
Good night, everyone.
And Dr. Wilson, share the
Bye,
information
Danny.
from Dr. Allen
Thank
Thomas.
you. Welcome, Dr. McCracken.
Yes, welcome,
Dr.
Dr.
McCracken on
McCracken.
there. Welcome.
Bye, Tamara.
Hopefully I'll see
Yes, see
you
ya.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you, everyone.
Kelly, you
Happy
are
board
the
appreciation. Happy board appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you guys will get your dinner
Oh, yeah.
next
Don't forget
time.
to celebrate
Sorry.
yourselves.
Yes.
You guys do a wonderful job. Kelly, you're the best. But what in the world? Thank you for dragging me through. Such a tech dummy. Oh.
That's all right. And then you guys will get your dinner. I confirmed with Kylie next time.
Okay, then.
All right. Bye all. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.